Welcome to the weekend edition of the Fear and Greed Business Headlines. I'm Michael Thompson, and hello to you, Sean Aylmer.
Hello, Michael.
Now, on weekdays, it's all about the Fast Five, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. On the weekend, though, we're still going to keep it to 5 minutes, but we're going to pick out the biggest story of the week, our favourite story, the sleeper story, which is one that's trying to fly under the radar, and the most remarkable story. So let's get into it. Sean, what was the biggest story of the week for you?
Climate change, climate change, climate change. The Reserve Bank came out. It said that the government and business needs to do something now or suffer the consequences in the long term. It said the coal industry could be in all sorts of problems and it would affect everything, including home loans. The Nationals and the Liberals are at odds about finding a pathway towards net zero emissions. Andrew Forrest from Fortescue Metals was out telling the Prime Minister to go to Glasgow. And even Prince Charles, he was surprised that Scott Morrison might not be going to Glasgow. The PM then announced on Friday that he would be attending the conference.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. I think that is probably the biggest story. There's plenty happening in the economy this week, but I think the fact that you actually invoked the Royals there in that story probably edges it in front. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look at the sleeper story of the week. So this is one that's probably not getting the attention that it deserves. What was it for you?
Well, it's a massive story that's been swamped. There's been claims of suspected money laundering, organised crime, large-scale fraud and foreign interference at the Star Group. That's the gaming group. The guy who broke the story, Nick McKenzie, has a great track record on this sort of thing. After what we saw with Crown Entertainment, there's no way there can't be a state investigation into the Star. What's particularly poor are some of the allegations about what the board did and didn't do. It's a bad look for the Star, and given all the backlash about betting and gaming at the moment, I think this is an industry that's going to see a lot more regulation in coming years.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably right. I'm going to nominate a different one, though, for the sleeper story of the week. And it's a big, big, big global story, but I just don't think it's quite had the attention that it deserves. It's about the global overhaul of taxation across borders. So basically, it's won the support of 136 countries. The goal is here to make multinationals pay basically a base rate of tax, where you previously had jurisdictions like Ireland that had a lower tax rate than other countries. And so now Ireland has agreed to increase that to 15%, which basically means that global companies are going to have to pay more tax. It is a big story. People have been up in arms in the past about it when they find out how little tax some of these multinational corporations are paying. So that's why I think it's the sleeper story, because it should have had more attention than it got.
Fair enough.
Now, what did you pick for the most remarkable story of the week? There's a bit of competition in this category.
Yeah, boys and their toys. Basically, Elon Musk versus Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk is the richest person in the US and Mr. Bezos is the second richest. Elon sent a silver medal emoji to Bezos because he's worth more than him. Very childish, I thought. Bezos then got one over Mr. Musk by sending 90-year-old William Shatner of Star Trek fame into space. And the week didn't end that well for Mr. Musk because he had to cut the price of his $50 million California mansion, which he's trying to offload. Remarkable how much money these people have and how they behave.
Yeah, that is a remarkable story. My story is still with a bit of a space theme, but I just love stories of Australian companies doing great things on the global stage. There is a small Australian company called EnviroSuite, and we've actually spoken to them on Fear and Greed previously. In the last week, EnviroSuite announced a deal with NASA to basically monitor the noise from their supersonic flights. I just think it's really cool that an Australian company is involved with NASA in a project that is so exciting. So that's why, for me, that's the most remarkable story of the week.
Good call.
Yep.
What about your favourite, Michael?
Oh, the favourite story, a bit of competition in this one as well, but I think the winner actually came quite early in the week. Pump and dump schemes. We've talked about them before. This is where investors push a stock hard. As the price rises, they sell out, they make a profit, but potentially leave everyone else with overpriced stock. These things are usually organised inside chat rooms and using instant messaging apps. The best part about this story, and this is why it's my favourite, is that this week, ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, actually joined one of those chat rooms and warned all the traders in there that were planning one of these schemes that they might be breaking the law. They could face fines of up to $1 million. They could face jail time. I just love the fact that ASIC actually got into one of these chats and joined in.
Fair enough. My favourite story, a little parochial. Basically, no one wants high coal prices, including China. Part of the reason they are high is that China has banned Australian exports of coal, but this week it let a couple of ships that have been moored off the coastline for a year or more to come in and unload. No economic reason for the ban, and China are now paying the price for banning Australian coal. The fact that they let some in, that's why it's my favourite story.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, there we go. 5 minutes and pretty much everything you need to know in the world of business. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thanks, Michael.
We will be back on Monday morning with the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and we look forward to your company then.